Well, hello everybody, and welcome back to the channel. Today's little film is entitled A Collection of Puddles. And the reasons for that will become abundantly clear quite soon. These are the joys of living in the Lake District, where it rains a lot. Now, about 30 minutes before I left to head off to work, and I'll have quite a bit more to say about work in a short while, the magnificent Murgatroyd sent me a screenshot of a website, a page on a website, the Cumbria Roadwatch website, and it is warning of a number of floods or potential floods. Why is somebody phoning me up when I'm riding my motorcycle? Well, that could be anybody. Well, not anybody, but it could be quite a few people. More about that in a bit as well. Yes, Cumbria Roadwatch, floods. And quite a few of them, it seems, on this road. Either actual, real, proper, existing floods, or potential floods. There are several sections of this road that are known locally to be prone to collecting significant amounts of water. And indeed, regular viewers may remember the night ride that I did from Ambleside to back home, where I inadvertently rode through a very, very deep puddle. Today it is eyes wide open, and I do generally know which bits of the road are going to be full of water, if indeed they are. So there we go. That's why this little film is entitled A Collection of Puddles. Now, personally, I'm not bothered by riding in the rain. Some of you out there are, and indeed my oldest son, the Benji Mouse, hello Benji Mouse, won't go out if it's raining. His point of view is basically, you know, he doesn't mind getting caught in the rain, but he doesn't go out looking for it. Given that my primary means of transport currently is motorcycles, and given that I have to go to work, I really don't have a choice about it. But having said that, I really don't mind it anyway. In fact, with the right gear on, it can actually be quite amusing, as indeed I think today's little ride will be. Yes. So, in other developments then, oh my me, I have quite a few things to tell you, yes. Here's a puddle! Woohoo! See, it's fun. I'm a child. I am a child. I like splashing through puddles. There's often a significant one here. Here it is. It's not too big yet. This will get worse. There are yellow warnings out for rain over the next 24 hours. It's going to be a very wet week here in Cumbria. Oh ho ho, here we go. Woo-hoo. That was a good one. That was a good one. However, and this brings me back to my current mode of transport, there are going to be days through the winter where I simply do not want or cannot make the commute. Hey, here's another one. Woohoo! Out in the middle of the road. Oh, that's going to be a whole lot deeper when I come home in about 5 hours' time. I will be filming that too. This film is called A Collection of Puddles, so you can expect a lot more little clips of going through puddles. Yes. So yeah, there are going to be days when I either don't want to or cannot, because it's icy, make that commute. It goes through some very mountainous terrain, and I have no doubt there will be quite a number of films being made about my commute to work and the different and challenging conditions that it inevitably throws up. Yes. Here we are then, going past Torva lay-by. Not stopping there today. Don't have time for lay-by lurking. Sorry, Slobo Lobo. Puddle! Oh, that was disappointing. That was disappointing. Woohoo! Oh yeah, another couple of updates. So, Mr. Suzuki, the ongoing saga. Does he have a future? Was a recent video that I put up detailing the problems with and the decisions that I had to make about him. And what I have decided is that he is going into the garage for the winter and he will come out transitioned, metamorphized, how do you say that? Metamorphosized, that's it, metamorphosized. He will come out a very different bike. A couple of people have made some suggestions. I quite like the idea of Street Fighter, and indeed my nephew Richard White agrees with that one. I do like a good Street Fighter, you know, a proper naked bike, stripped back to the bare minimums, tuned for going fast. And of course, during the process of doing this, I am going to learn a hell of a lot about how motorcycles actually work. Really excited about it. When he comes out, he will be a very different colour and will be a bike of a very different style. Yes, no more big plastic fairing. Now then, Benji Mouse, he said, turn it into a cafe racer. Well, I tell you what, the last thing I want at the age of 63 is dropped handlebars. No, thank you. But you can do a cafe racer style without the dropped handlebars, I guess. All of the genres become blurred largely because of marketing motherfuckers who care only about profit margins. Well, I was looking on YouTube today to get some ideas for how I might want Mr. Suzuki to look when he comes out of the garage next spring. And I came across a guy who had completely rebuilt a Suzuki GSX 600F, which is of course what Mr. Suzuki is. And it was kind of a hybrid between a cafe racer and a street fighter. A cafe fighter, he calls it. And it did look pretty damn cool, I have to say. So that was quite inspiring. Now, of course, at the moment, there are a lot of skills needed for doing a project like that. I don't have them. And I always find the best thing to do if you're lacking in skills is to make a lot of effort and go out and get them, basically. So that's what I am going to be doing, and I will be doing a whole series of little films about my progress with Mr. Suzuki. So you have that to look forward to. Magnificent Beast here. Regular viewers will know that we've had problems with the battery charging system. Quite recently, they do now seem to be solved. Thank you to all of my subscribers who've given me advice on this problem, with particular mention for Leroy Silk, who pointed out that I ought to have, when I was doing the checks in the previous video, turned on the lights. So I pointed out that the lights are on all the time anyway, and I generally have it on full beam when I'm riding in the daytime as a matter of course. It is still showing me a voltage of between 13.5 and 13.7 when it's running, and there is no drop off in the voltage when I rev it, and so I do think that the problem is solved. And I do think also, I'm fairly convinced of this, that the problem was in fact caused by the fact that the rectifier is in such a fucking stupid position, and I do habitually ride through massive big puddles. I am looking at getting some shrink wrap, PVC, polythene kind stuff that I can put around the wiring that connects into the regulator rectifier, and I'll be doing that at some point soon, because these kind of conditions are going to become pretty much the norm. Anyway, going back to what I was saying about there being some days when I will not want or cannot make my commute to my new place of work, the Murgatroyd and I are now going to start looking for a car for me. And so we'll be doing that over the next few days as well. We've sort of kind of discussed the budget, and I think I'm going to have about £2,000 to spend on a second-hand car. I have no interest in cars, not even slightly. Even the best ones I've owned didn't really do anything but bore me. And so just a little reliable runaround is going to be absolutely fine. So we'll see how that goes. No doubt there will be a short little film about that before too long. According to the forecast, it really is not going to stop raining for the next 24 hours. Here's another big puddle. Oh, this one's always funny. Whoa! Okay, I've got wet feet. I knew that was going to happen. Not too worried, I've got spare socks in the saddlebags. But that one was quite impressive. But you can see how that kind of thing would basically degrade your regulator rectifier in the space of 2 years, and that's exactly what happened. Ooh, now my feet are cold as well. Excellent stuff, it's all good fun. Here we are then going through Collection, and there is generally a collection of floodwater just around the corner here. I'm not going to go through this one as fast as I did through the last one. Whoa, don't you do that. Fucking motherfuckers in Range Rovers. And if he starts tailgating me, I'm stopping the bike and having words. Okay, so guaranteed a decent puddle here. Ah, it's not that big yet. This one was about a foot deep a couple of weeks ago. In 6 hours' time it may well be. Still not disappointing. There is talk amongst myself, the Benjamin Mouse, my eldest son, and my nephew Richard White about the possibility of going to the motorcycle live show in Birmingham, which is coming up I think in about two weeks time. I don't know, maybe 3 weekends time. If I can get the Saturday or the Sunday off work, and if I go and start my new job on Monday, which is what I am doing, and just say to them, oh, by the way, I forgot to mention, I can't work on this particular day. We may well be going to Motorcycle Live Show in Birmingham. I've never been. Ben goes probably, I don't know, 2 years out of 3. But he says he always just has a whiz around and wonders why he went. But it would be lovely to catch up with them both at the same time and enjoy our shared love of two-wheeled travel. We'll see what happens with that one. Personally, I object to paying to go into what is essentially a great big advert. But we'll see. We will see. There is another puddle here, but that one's mostly avoidable. and that Land Rover is way too close. He's getting the back off sign. Is he going to back off? We will see. Yes, he has. Very good. That usually works. What I will do one time is film myself doing that. It is the most effective method I've found of making it clear to drivers who you feel are too close behind you that you are not happy with what they're doing. And 9 times out of 10 they will back off. It's the 1 in 10 that you have to stop and remonstrate with. And when you do that, it's often the case that they just didn't realise what they were doing. You know, I don't subscribe to this all motorists are out to kill you philosophy. It's simply not true. Nobody wants to kill you. They just don't know any better.